My lovers, Pisces Nation and their lovers, welcome to your May 2020 astrological sign update. Oh my gosh, before I forget, guys, and I forgot to tell Gemini, um, if you watch this before the 5th of May, please, you all are invited to my 40th birthday bash on YouTube with DJ Made for Love at 12 noon Eastern time, okay? So I'm going to play some music for you guys. We're going to cut some cake. I'm going to give some mini readings. And then I'm going to give at least pick a card or something so that everybody can get a read. And that will be it because I'm spending a COVID-19 birthday. All right. Yeah. And we have to be on our best behavior because my parents are going to see my channel for the first time. So they're also going to be logged in on the live. So we have to behave. I promise I won't curse or anything like that. All right. So anyway. Yeah, I think my mom can handle the real me, but my dad, I'm his baby girl. All right, so anyway, guys, remember when you're watching these readings for love, you're not just going to watch your sun sign, you're going to watch your sun, moon, Venus, and your rising sign, and you're also going to watch your person's placements in those areas, okay? Because when it comes to soul connections, the energies can be flipped. Bing. And indeed, if you are drawn to a particular title and you have no idea why, that's spirit trying to give you a message too. So watch that as well. Okay. Okay. So let's get a significator for your person. What is the energy that they are embodying right now? What's going on? What does spirit want us to know for our highest good? I thought I was Taurus rising. Oh, this is already. Oh, I'm gonna turn it over. Nah, it's meant to come out. I think I'm still going to pull a card, but I think that is your card that you're meant to get. Let's pull another. Let me get two. Good Lord. The gift. Okay. Lots of complicated energies happening here. All right, so let's go with what came out first, okay? All right. Apparently a lot going on because everybody, just one card came out, but your person, they have three. Okay, so this is a lot of complication. All right, so what am I getting here? I'm getting that your person is going through some challenging times. Right, we have a number, this is a card number 5, 32 reduced to 5, right? So they're going through, and 5's about challenge, change, tribulations, but in the 5's is where you're going to see the most soul growth. You see, she's ascended, right? You're going to see the real soul growth, right? I think your person might have been really depressed because everybody here looks unhappy except this, right? So your person might have been really depressed. There might have been tough times. They might have been surrounded by low vibrational people, but they are rising above it all. And that's what Spirit is asking them to do right now with the Fairy of Youth. The Fairy of Youth asks, is asking this person or trying to guide this person to the fact that they need to see things from a higher perspective, from a Piscean perspective, right? Because that's the hangman, right? Seeing things from a higher perspective, right? From a spiritual perspective, getting a different take on all the suffering that they've gone through, knowing that we come here to suffer in order to grow. And I think Gemini also got that message as their advice card in their extended. Okay, so this person, I think they're going through a lot of drama right now, but it is all for their soul growth, and Spirit's trying to talk to them and let them know, listen, you have to gain the higher perspective. You have to see things through the eyes of a child, through beginner's mind, without any kind of biases or prejudices. You have to start from beginning and really look from above for the lessons. Okay. What I'm also getting is that something big is ending in your person's life. I don't know, this person here seems quite androgynous, okay? And you know, I always see like light beings. They always seem kind of androgynous to me when I do meet them. Even when you know that you know, it's supposed to be very masculine. And they always seem kind of androgynous. Like when you go in their Akashic records and the Guardian is there, you know, like they're supposed to be masculine. You feel like a masculine energy, but it's like still an androgynous kind of feel. So what I'm getting here is that there's a light being that's working with your person right now. Okay, could be somebody's very, very highly ascended, right? And they are guiding your person to close some kind of cycle, because 64 is about 10, and that's about something ending so that something new can begin, because 10 then reduces to 1, right? And this is really a gift from spirit. I'm going to pull some cards on it. It's a gift from spirit for your person's ascension and soul growth, and for them to balance the masculine and feminine energies inside of them, because I'm really getting this person is androgynous. The face is masculine, but I mean, there's tits, right? So there's a very androgynous person. So I'm getting whatever is happening with your person and their life, they're trying to balance the masculine and feminine energies. That's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting. Right? Through the ending of some kind of cycle. And then we have here the lady of leprechauns, and I see that her mask is off, right? That's a card number 4. So 4 is the Emperor. So they're trying to push your person to stand in their power and to really remove their mask and show the world who they really are, which is someone who is incredibly grounded and very, very passionate. And again, a lot of light being surrounding your person at this time, really working with your person so that they can step into their power. I'm going to go in the book and look at the Lady of Leprechauns and see what is their interpretation. 1 second, guys. All right, because I think this is going to be important, not just for you, but for them as well. Not just for them, but for you as well. Let's see. The Lady of Leprechauns. Who's the Lady of Leprechauns? To begin to understand this lady, we must look at those whom she protects. She protects leprechauns themselves. They are tricky beings, sometimes helpful, sometimes misleading, and tellers of tall tales. And though if leprechauns are tricky, their lady is even more so. She holds gifts of fairy in both hands, gifts of knowledge of the future and of clear sight. The crystal ball represents the knowledge of the future. Many of us have a great deal to know what the future holds, and yet such knowledge can be dangerous. The gift of clear sight might be a wiser choice, for who does not want to see life clearly? The crystal horn is faceted. That's the mask. You can see through only one facet at a time, each giving a different view of the same thing. What to choose? Remember that her gifts are not what they appear to be. Knowledge of the future and clear sight, proffered by someone as tricky as this lady, maybe no more than a glittering illusion. If you come upon this lady, think carefully about what you wish for. You may be wiser to thank her and walk away empty-handed. Choice is yours. All right, so what I'm getting here is this. I think that right now your person's being offered a choice. Okay? Do they get clear sight? Or do they remain with a skewed view of the world and of some sort of situation? Now, this lady of the leprechauns can also represent someone in their life who is incredibly tricky. Let me pull some cards on this and see what spirit wants us to get from this card. So this could be some kind of tricky energy in their life, but I think they're being offered a choice. Spirit, tell us about this lady of leprechauns. Okay, so we have the Hangman in reverse. That's you, Pisces. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. and we have the Death card. Okay, so what I'm getting here is your person's being asked or being presented with a choice. Do they stay unenlightened and unawakened? Because we have Pisces here, here, and it's in reverse. So unenlightened, and we have Death here in reverse, unawakened, resisting awakening. Or do they see things clearly and express their emotions and make a decision for their life? So there are two choices that they're being faced. They can either stay unawakened, or they can make a decision and progress and actually manifest new love and a new cycle into their life. The choice is their own, but they have to step into their Emperor energy in order to really gain a benefit of this choice right now. Okay, so they could either stay in karmic energies, or they can grow and evolve and surrender to transformation. Those are the two choices that they're facing right now. All right, so let's look at like the emotional energy, just generally. I'm going into my emotional intelligence deck, and let's see what's happening there, because that can tell us a lot about what's going on with your person right now. So I think there's a lot going on psychologically and spiritually with your person. There's big decisions that they have to make. Do they stay with the different facets of the ego? Or do they move on? Okay, they're feeling ashamed. All right, so we're going to deconstruct these cards and see what they're feeling ashamed about. They're feeling inventive. They're trying to find a solution to some kind of some particular problem in their life. They're feeling empty. We have void. So whatever their life is right now, they're not happy, and Spirit is saying, you can change this. You can change this if you want to. And they're also concerned about what? We're going to find out, guys. All right, Spirit. Let's give it one shuffle here. Tell me what this person's ashamed about. All right, so they did something to the Empress, guys. Okay, they did something to the Empress. So there's something with you here that they're ashamed about. What is it? Okay, I think they may not have put in the effort in the past. Okay, and they want to put in the effort now, but then they're thinking about the past and the effort that they didn't put in the past. So they feel like they have to come back with their tail between their legs, and they're not liking that. So they're not speaking their truth at all. They're choosing not to speak their truth and to come back and face a possible shoot down by you. Okay, but they're not happy. They're not happy. But even though they're not happy, they're not doing anything about it. They're not standing in their Emperor energy, and that's what Spirit's trying to get them to do, to make that choice to stand in their Emperor power and to find a solution, because they're not happy, right? But they're just wallowing in shame right now. Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out how best that they can make a choice in love. This person might be with someone else. We have the Lovers in reverse here. They might be with someone else, but they want to make the appropriate choice in love. I think that they're really holding on to the fact that they might have hurt you in the past. Some of them are holding on to some kind of karmic cycle in their life, and that's what's having them stuck. That's making them stuck. They're not making a choice. Maybe they're waiting for the person that they're with to leave them or something to make that choice. So they're giving their power over to someone else, right? And that's because they're afraid of being alone, right? Right now they feel lonely. They feel left out in the cold, but they're not doing shit about it. They're not doing shit about it. They're thinking, but any kind of action, no. And so they stay there feeling empty, right? Yeah, there's no passion in their life. Knight of Wands in reverse. And they're realizing that now. We have the Tower in reverse, right? And they have an offer to give you that they want to give you, but they're overthinking it. They're thinking about all the things that can go wrong, guys. All the things that can go wrong, right? And they're thinking that they're not sure if you're going to accept their offer. And if they're not sure, they're not going to do shit. And they do want to bring this commitment to you, but their insecurities are getting the better of them. What are they concerned about? They are concerned about their choices. Either way, it's like they feel like it's a damned if they do and damned if they don't. They're also concerned that you are going to release them. They're concerned about being on their own. I think your person is in some kind of toxic situation right now, and they're thinking about making a choice to leave that toxic situation, but then they're concerned about being on their own because toxicity is all they've ever known, right? They're also afraid about losing some kind of financial commitment if they move towards you. So I think there's a lot going on in your person's space right now, but Spirit is trying to guide them to release some kind of cycle in their lives. All right, so let's see. What is this person's headspace regarding you, Pisces? What's their headspace regarding you? Let's do it like this. Underneath the deck, we have the Queen of Fire, who is an Aries. So they want to take action towards you, as far as I see, and really speak their truth here. We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, that's a Libra. But they're waiting. We have the Three of Wands here. They're waiting on the right time. All right, so headspace regarding you. All right, so we have the Sun. Okay, Leo energy. Okay. You make them happy. You make them happy. They do want to stand in their power because the Sun is the highest expression of masculine energy, right? Four of Cups. This person, I think they're just absolutely bored with their life. So bored and so down in the dumps that they're about to miss this opportunity that Spirit is trying to present to them, right? Because they're overthinking shit. They're overthinking things too much. Okay, so what they should really be focusing on, which is this cup of love that Spirit is trying to offer them, they're not. They're just wallowing in the void that's their life. Anyway, let me get all these cards. We have the Tower in reverse, Aries and Scorpio energy, and we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Okay, so what am I getting from there? I think this person knows that you guys could be happy together, but at this point in time, they're just not accepting this cup of love here. And that's because they're trying to avoid the Tower. They're trying to avoid some kind of destruction in their life. They're trying to avoid the destruction of something that they built, possibly with a karmic, right? You see, this karmic energy, and it doesn't have to be their partner. This person could have been in a repetitive cycle their whole life, and they've gotten used to it, they've gotten accustomed to it, and they really don't know how to pull themselves out. Like, what will they be? Who will they be if they pull themselves out of that cycle? They're not sure. Okay, let's pull some cards. Spirit, why'd you give us the Sun card? Right, this person's getting really frustrated with their situation. We have the Three of Wands in reverse here, and they want to stand their ground. They want to establish boundaries with the person, the people that are in their life, because this person has an issue with boundaries, right? But they're not speaking up for themselves. They're not speaking up for themselves. They're choosing to wallow in their boredom. Okay, it's a kind of victimhood, right? So we have the King of Wands, the King of Swords in reverse. They're not speaking up. Okay, they're refusing to say to remain they're choosing to remain silent. Okay, they know that they should be making a choice for their happiness, that they should take a leap of faith, but they're just not accepting that cup of love right now. They don't want to be vulnerable, right? There's some kind of burdensome cycle that they're refusing to let go of. Okay, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. There's some sort of responsibilities or some kind of baggage that they feel they just can't release at this point in time, or else their whole world is going to come crashing down. For some of them, they are definitely with a karmic, and they might have built something with this karmic. Yeah, it's definitely a karmic. The Queen of Wands reverse comes out. And they're just trying to prevent their world from crashing down. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. They might have built something with this karmic that they don't want to let go of at this point in time. They know it's not love. They know that there's no passion there. But there's some sort of duty and obligation that they feel with this person. But this is just them operating in fear. This is something familiar. This is something that they know. And they're afraid to launch into the unknown. What's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse? Yeah. They are not putting an end to their self-sabotaging behavior. They're still holding on to the things that don't serve. And this is something that's self-protectionist. They're trying to protect themselves from hurt, but in the meantime, they continue to hurt themselves because they're remaining unawakened, unenlightened. So what's blocking this connection right now? What's blocking this connection? 10 of Wands. There is some kind of obligation, some kind of burden that they just don't want to release right now. Okay? I think this person might be highly stressed, overwhelmed with the things that are happening in their life, and they just feel like this is not the time. What's blocking this connection? We have the King of Fire. So your person knows that they need to take action. They know that they need to take they need to focus on the problem at hand, and they could be focusing on the wrong things. They could be focusing on this burden instead of focusing on some sort of solution. They know that they have to take control of their life and take action, and they're not doing that. The King of Fire could represent a person, could even represent you, Pisces. Maybe your fire and your focus really intimidates this person. What's blocking this connection? We have the Nine of Swords. So somebody is depressed, somebody's anxious, somebody's emotionally overwhelmed, and they could be in a situation where they feel anxious all the time because of the partner that they're with. I think they're just absolutely burnt out. What's blocking this connection? We have the Five of Cups. Okay, so somebody is grieving, somebody is experiencing a lot of shame, right? A lot of shame, a sense of loss, heartbrokenness, and they are wallowing in this in these energies, and that's why solutions are not being come up with, because they're just focusing on the past instead of focusing on what might be, on grounding themselves in the present. Okay, so if this resonates with you, Pisces, please join me in the extended, and then we're going to look at what's happening in this person's life right now, because this 10 of Wands tells me a lot of shit is happening. We're going to look at their heart space energy for you. We're going to look at what they might be hiding. We're going to look at messages from their 3D self, messages from their 5D self. We're going to look at potential actions towards you by the end of the month, and then we're going to get some advice from Spirit for you, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you can go a step further and click on any of the ads that might have played during this video, that will be lovely energy exchange for me. All right? Okay, guys, take care. Bye.